Sonic the Shadow is here and he's angry. This is the story of Sonic the Shadow. The night was alive with danger and uncertainty, a perfect backdrop for the machinations of the infamous Dr. Eggman. The mad scientist was holding a device that crackled with energy. It was a device unlike any Sonic had seen before. With a maniacal grin spreading across his face, Eggman pressed a button. The device whirred to life, sending out a powerful wave of energy that tore a hole in the sky. From this gash emerged creatures of pure darkness, each one a manifestation of chaos energy. And they were hungry for destruction. With a war cry, they charged towards the city below, ready to wreak havoc. But they weren't alone. Emerging from the portal right behind them was a figure that made Sonic's blood run cold. It was him, but not him. This Sonic wore a coat of inky black that hid his trademark red sneakers and gave him an air of mystery and menace. His fur was a deep midnight blue and his eyes burned with an eerie red glow. But it was the look on his face that truly unsettled Sonic. The newcomer's expression was a mirror of Eggman's manic grin, cruel and utterly heartless. So, this is what passes for Sonic's greatest rival these days, the newcomer scoffed, his voice dripping with disdain. Pathetic. Before Sonic could respond, the newcomer unleashed a blast of chaos energy, sending Sonic tumbling backward. And then he did something that made Sonic's jaw drop. He turned and vanished into the chaos portal, leaving Sonic to face the creatures alone. Faced with this unexpected betrayal and the threat of the chaos creatures, Sonic found himself at a crossroads. Should he seal the portal and stop the chaos creatures, or confront his shadowy doppelganger? What choice would you make? Let me know in the comments. But while Sonic deliberated, the chaos creatures attacked. Their eyes glowed with malevolent intent, and their forms shifted and twisted like liquid shadows, making them nearly impossible to hit. Despite being outnumbered, Sonic fought with all his might. He unleashed a barrage of spinning attacks, taking out several creatures at once. However, as soon as one creature fell, two more seemed to materialize out of thin air to take its place. Just when things seemed darkest, Sonic felt a surge of power within him. The chaos creatures seemed to recoil slightly, giving Sonic a momentary advantage. Taking this opportunity, Sonic used a powerful spin attack to clear a small space around him. Panting heavily, he looked up to see the source of the strange energy surge. It was the portal, pulsing with an otherworldly light. Suddenly, a figure shot out of the portal, streaking towards the sky at incredible speed. It was the mysterious Black Sonic. He slowed to a halt in the sky, his form shimmering in the night. "Quite the show you put on there, old chum," he remarked, a mocking smile on his face. "But do remember the purpose of this little display. We are your greatest enemies." Turning serious, he continued, "And I am afraid it is my duty to eliminate you." As Black Sonic descended, the portal began to collapse. With a final roar, it vanished, leaving no trace of the creatures or the energy surge. Sonic watched Black Sonic intently, trying to understand his motives. "Why? Why are you doing this?" he asked, his voice echoing in the sudden silence. Black Sonic landed gracefully, his eyes gleaming with an eerie red light. "Because it is my destiny to surpass you," he replied coldly. "To become the ultimate Sonic." In a flash, Black Sonic was upon Sonic, launching a flurry of attacks that sent him skidding backwards. Each blow was charged with a surge of dark energy, which drained Sonic's own power with every impact. Sonic struggled to keep up, his movements sluggish compared to his opponent's fluid grace. Just as he thought he might be overwhelmed, Sonic used a well-timed spin attack to create some space between them. He took a moment to gather himself, realizing that brute force wouldn't be enough to defeat this opponent. To win, he would need to use his mind. Looking for an advantage, Sonic noticed that Black Sonic seemed to be struggling slightly. His movements were slightly off balance, as if he were holding back. Hope surged through Sonic. Could there be a way to turn the tables? Seizing the opportunity, Sonic feigned a desperate attack, luring Black Sonic into a false sense of security. Then in a swift move, Sonic unleashed a burst of speed, surprising his opponent, Black Sonic reeled back, his eyes widening in disbelief. Sonic pressed his advantage, bombarding his opponent with rapid-fire attacks that left him on the defensive. The tide had turned. Now it was Black Sonic's turn to feel the pressure. Sonic could sense the shift in momentum, the doubt creeping into his enemy's eyes. Yet Black Sonic was far from finished. Summoning a surge of dark energy, he broke through Sonic's relentless assault, creating some much-needed space. But this brief respite was short-lived. Sonic, fueled by his own inner strength, launched a counterattack that caught Black Sonic off guard. The two Sonics clashed, their powers colliding in a spectacular display of light and energy. The battle raged, neither combatant giving an inch. But as the fight continued, Sonic noticed something disturbing about his opponent. Black Sonic seemed to be growing stronger with each exchange, as if feeding off their battles. A realization dawned on Sonic. This was not just a fight, it was a test. Black Sonic was pushing him to his limits, trying to break him, trying to make him give up. But Sonic refused to yield. With a surge of determination, he countered Black Sonic's every move, refusing to back down. In the midst of the chaos, Sonic found an opening. Seeing Black Sonic's slight hesitation, Sonic struck, delivering a powerful blow that sent his opponent crashing into a nearby building. As the dust settled, Sonic cautiously approached the smoking crater, unsure of what he would find. But the sight that greeted him was both shocking and unexpected. Black Sonic was gone. In his place was a small, intricately designed box. Intrigued, Sonic reached out to examine it, and as his fingers brushed against the box, it opened, revealing a swirling vortex of dark energy. The portal hummed with power, beckoning Sonic closer. But what lay beyond it? Was this the key to understanding Black Sonic's origins? Or was it a trap? Sonic hesitated, the decision weighing heavily on him. But as the portal pulsed with energy, its call proved too strong to resist. Sonic took a deep breath and stepped into the unknown, leaving the familiar world behind. As Sonic stepped through the portal, he found himself in a place he had never seen before. The landscape was dark and twisted, a stark contrast to the vibrant green hill zone he had just left. Towering structures made of pure chaos energy loomed around him, pulsating with a sinister light. Sonic cautiously navigated the unfamiliar terrain, his senses on high alert. The air crackled with power and the very ground beneath him seemed unstable. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the desolate landscape. "Ah, Sonic, you have arrived." Startled, Sonic turned to locate the source of the voice. There, standing before him, was none other than Black Sonic, or rather, a version of Sonic that looked strikingly similar to his darker counterpart. This Sonic, however, had a kind smile and eyes that twinkled with warmth. Confused, Sonic found himself questioning everything he thought he knew. Who was this new Sonic? And what was this strange place? This Sonic extended a hand towards Sonic, his smile widening. "Welcome to my world, Sonic. I've been expecting you." With a trusting nod, kind Sonic gestured for Sonic to follow him deeper into the zone. Hesitantly, Sonic accepted the gesture and they started walking side by side. As they journeyed deeper into the heart of the strange world, kind Sonic explained that this realm was born from the very essence of chaos energy and that he was its guardian. According to kind Sonic, the world was once in balance until a surge of negative energy corrupted part of him, birthing Black Sonic. "I am the embodiment of balance," kind Sonic said, his voice echoing with sorrow. "But Black Sonic represents the destructive nature of chaos. He seeks to use this world's power for his own selfish reasons." As their conversation continued, Sonic began to understand the true stakes of his journey. This was more than just a battle between two Sonics. It was a struggle between order and chaos, balance and destruction. And he was right in the middle of it. Sonic pondered the gravity of this revelation, the weight of the world literally resting on his shoulders. He looked back at kind Sonic, admiration and gratitude shining in his eyes. Understanding the magnitude of what was at stake, Sonic knew he couldn't fail. This wasn't just about defeating an enemy, it was about preserving balance, protecting a world, and honoring the trust placed in him by kind Sonic. With renewed determination, Sonic faced forward, ready to confront whatever challenges lay ahead.